What is up, YouTube? We are going to be doing a video based on mental stacks. You know, this is probably one of the most requested videos you guys have been asking for. Everyone wants to know my mindset going into these matches, into these games, you know, even if it's just high level tournament, if it's just a casual or ranked match on CFN, whatever it might be. But you know, the first thing that's important is like what mental stack really is. Mental stack is basically being ready for multiple options all at one time. You know, mental stack applies in every fighting game. It's much easier to be like mentally prepared for a lot of things in Street Fighter 5 per se, because there's not too much going on in this game when you're playing, and you can actually slow this game down fairly easily because of the less amount of like stuff on the screen. It's very easy to like keep everything in check compared to like Marvel or Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, let's go into what is mental stack and how I combat mental stack. One of the obvious things with Street Fighter 5 is, you know, the character. Now, every character is obviously not made the same, but you know, most characters have two options in order to start their pressure or start their offense. So usually the first one is jump, and the second option that everyone will always do to start their pressure is the simple one, double dash forward, where we might need a dash macro in Street Fighter 6 because people can't double tap forward. But those are the two obvious ones. Now I'm going to give you guys basically the basic ways to stop both these options. Now, like I said, mental stack is really just being prepared for everything, and there's different ways to stop all this pressure from even happening, because the main thing in fighting games as a whole, not just Street Fighter, is you don't want to get pressured. So obviously, if somebody jumps at you, like right now, you anti-air them, easy. And my camera fell. Nice. Why did my camera fall? Why did my camera fall? Wasn't that weird? Okay, back to the game. So the first thing that you obviously want to check is anti-air. The easiest thing is to just anti-air the jump. That is super important. But you know, the thing why I'm ready for this jump is because I have the computer set to jump. So that is pretty much the AI's only option. Same thing with dash. So if I set the AI at a dash, you know, the easiest way to stop a dash is just have a button already lingering out. Easy. Stop, dash, stop. Now here's where the mental stack problem comes in. Now obviously the person you're playing against is not an AI, and they only have two options set. They can do either or. Now you have to be ready for either. Now I can always hit medium kick, but you know, he might hit medium kick and you might jump in on me. So here are some ways to definitely stop preemptive like dashing. So one of the easiest ways to stop preemptive dashing is you use light button to basically stop with like jabs. It auto stops jab, and it's funny because I'm mashing jab, but I'm already looking to anti-air. I use like a lot of Poison's good light button or like medium button to basically stop dashes or like stop advancing movement easily. So whenever the person decides not to dash, you know, I'm mashing light kick or thingy, and then I'm still ready for the anti-air because I'm mashing the jab, and I'm not even looking for dashes anymore. Dashes is not even on my brain. But I'm still always ready to anti-air if I'm preemptively stopping the dashes, not even thinking about it. So this is actually a really easy way to stop dashing. Just like basically mashing lights or like covering space with like special moves or whatever it might be. Even if I'm covering like space with like medium whip or something, I'm still always ready to anti-air because my mental stack is not my mental is not primarily looking for dashes. I'm not even thinking about dashes right now because I'm already checking the dashes without even thinking about it. The other way is the reverse rule, where you're already looking to stop a jump in because you're so focused on jumping. So the reverse way is also kind of where I was bringing up with this point, is you're already mashing like light buttons and you're already ready basically to stop dashes, and you're already ready to stop dashes with the light buttons. So those are the two main ones, but then here's where the real issue with mental stack comes in. We're different characters. Now one of the characters I hate fighting is Mika. So Mika, I think, actually super overwhelms you with mental stack, and I think Mika's super good. So I'm gonna use Mika and Laura as an example. Alright, so the one thing with Mika is that she has a lot of other options that other characters obviously can't stop. I mean, she has a lot of options which can overwhelm the mental stack. So she can jump, she can do regular jump, or she can do splash and beat out your anti-air. So Mika actually overwhelms a lot of the mental stack. But one way to combat all this mental stack and all this guessing and stuff is to honestly just only have one option on your mind. Like, if you really think the Mika player is really going to do splash, you should always just kind of bait out the splash and let the splash happen. But if you don't think the Mika player is going to do splash, I mean, if you think the Mika player is just going to land and jump in, it is kind of a guess. I guess if everything was reactable in fighting games would be kind of boring. But, you know, you got to mentally stack and like mentally drain your stuff to be ready for the options that you think your opponent are going to do. That's pretty much all the mental stack is. It's hard to really, like, depending on your knowledge of the character, it's really hard to be ready for everything. No human being is going to be ready for every little thing in a fighting game. Mental stack is always going to be like a weird situation. It's better to be ready for some options than no options, if that makes any sense. But yeah, there's a lot of things to check in fighting games. Obviously, mental stack is important in fighting games because, you know, everything can't be ready to check, and like if everything was reactable in fighting games, then fighting games would be kind of boring. So, you know, mental stack is definitely a gift and a curse. You just got to be ready for the options that you think your opponent are going to do. So like I said, with the dash and the jump, Mika has like a lot of options. She could do uncharged drop kick, regular drop kick, jump splash. So if you know how to stop maybe like 4 out of 6 of these options, or 5 out of 6, I really think you're still going to be in a good spot, and you're going to improve overall as a fighting game player. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's any other like sort of videos you guys want me to go over when like playing, because like mental stack I know is hard for like a lot of new players, or like combos or whatever it might be. But if you guys need to know anything, let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next video. Later.